Okay, so in this session, I wanted to touch on something a little unusual. So I wanted to look at chord progressions again because I think they're really important. Obviously, it is the beginning of your song. It is the foundation upon which you're gonna lay your melody, you're gonna lay your lyrics. I mean, everything starts with the chord progression, with some kind of a foundation for your song, okay? So we have the conventional chord progressions. They're a dime a dozen. That is true. There's so many songs that use the same chord progressions. We know this. We've already covered this. But I wanted to do something a little unusual. And I wanted to let you in on some of the chord progressions that I've come across over the years, some of the more interesting ones. A lot of these go outside of the box, okay? A lot of these are not within one single key. So they'll borrow from another key. Let's say you're in the key of E, it'll borrow from G, it can borrow from D, it can borrow from whatever, okay? And that's what makes these so interesting. But of course, when you're doing this kind of exercise, you wanna use your ears. Like you don't wanna do this kind of thing on paper, like with a circle of fifths or anything like that. You don't want any of that. This has to be like fully coming from inspiration, and creativity, and just a feel for what sounds good. You gotta try and forget, okay, I know it sounds a bit counterintuitive, but you gotta try and forget what you know about theory and about how chord structure works and what works with what and what shouldn't work, right? But sometimes it does, and it sounds pretty amazing. So I wanted to go over these chord progressions, some of them that are really unusual, but hopefully they'll lay the foundation for your next song. Okay, now before we get into it, just some ground rules, okay? We're not even gonna discuss what key each progression is in. They're all in different keys. We're not gonna stick to one key. They're all in different keys, and the reason for that is because a chord progression in a particular key has a particular flavor. So when you transpose it, let's say you're in the key of E and you go to the key of G, you lose that flavor. You lose that edge that you had in a particular key. Once you transpose it into another key, it doesn't sound the same. So for transposing, because it's a reality, obviously, and especially if you have a vocalist or you're the vocalist or whatever, and it's not in your key, it's not in your range, whatever the case may be, if you're gonna transpose these, try to use a capo, okay? I've got this one here. They're a dime a dozen. There's capos all over the place. You take it, you put it wherever you want it, and you move basically the nut to wherever you want. Okay? And you can play that progression in the way that it's meant to be played so that you maintain and preserve the flavor of that chord progression. All right? All right, so let's get stuck into it, okay? So the first one goes like this. All right, that's the first one. And we're not gonna name it, we're not gonna do anything. The only thing I'm gonna do is like I did just now, I'm gonna have the chords put up just so you know and you can see a diagram of which chords I'm playing. I'm not gonna elaborate any further. I just want the progression to speak for itself. So let's go for the next one. It resolves on the G, okay? But its starting point is the D. Okay, next. All right? So that's a bit of a short one. Only 2 chords, but that's fine. You can have 2 chord progressions. You can have 5 chord progressions. You can have everything in between. Okay? So it doesn't matter as long as you got a feel. Here it goes back and forth. Okay? Here we'll try another simple one. E major. Oops, I wasn't supposed to say anything. Okay, let's go. Starts off in E major, but watch. Remember, just as a side note here, E major has F sharp minor in it, right? Keep that in mind when you see this progression. Okay? F sharp major there, okay? Cool. All right, so let's check out another one. Not bad. What do you think? Can you do something with that? I hope so. I hope you guys can take these progressions and do something and use them as inspiration, as a foundation. They're uncommon. Some of them are more common than others, but some of them are not all there, you know, and the key you play them in is really important. So if I'm not comfortable in this key, okay, and it just doesn't suit my voice, no problem. I get my capo and I find where the positioning is best for my voice. And sometimes you'll find if you put the capo right around the 5th or 7th fret or even 9th fret, you get a completely different harmonization. It just sounds incredible, you know? So, and that's another way to record, by the way. A really good trick, now that I thought of it, is record, when you're recording acoustic guitar, record 2 parts. Like identical parts, but one up here, the C, right? And here, right? With the same kind of picking pattern. There. It would be. And here it would be. Try to get them as tight as possible, and you get a nice full sound. It sounds like a 12 string. Basically, it's the 12 string effect. Okay? That's pretty cool. Okay, let's check another one. Not bad. I like that chord progression. I love it. I've been trying to do something with it, but it's just not happening yet, but I'm confident something's gonna come out of that. I just get inspired. Every time I play that progression, I get inspired. I love it. But you see what I mean? That feel of coming from C sharp minor to E major, that full-bodied E major, and then going back to A major, which is lighter and softer, and in between C sharp minor and E major, like you can feel the difference there. Okay, so if we were to do that in another key, let's say we did it in D minor. Okay, let's say we did it in D minor. Okay, so we start out D minor instead of C sharp minor. F major, right? And A sharp major. Look at the difference. Different feel, okay? Check it out. Back to C sharp minor. You see the difference? There's a difference there. It's difference in feel, a difference in flavor. Okay, so keep that in mind when you're writing your chord progressions, and especially when you find one you love, keep that in mind when you're transposing it. Okay, very important. So that's about it. I'm hoping that this will give you some inspiration and a little bit of a springboard for your own ideas, you know, just to get those creative juices flowing. Something a bit out of the usual, a bit out of the ordinary, you know, just a little bit out of the box and within the box, but different flavors, different keys. As you saw, we covered a whole range of keys there. We didn't even name them, and we don't want to name them. Okay, we want to keep those creative juices flowing. All right, so just let it go. Just don't worry about where you are, what you're doing. How does it sound? How does it feel? That's the number one most important thing. Okay, so I'll leave you with that. And until next time, take care.